If you want to attract high impact people, you have to create the belief about what's possible. And the fact is, 80% of the people can't actually believe something until they see it. What an exciting time to make a decision to learn to lead in business. You see a lot of people promoting on social media that they're growth hacks, growing and scaling the business. And they tend to have a niche. They talk about marketing or they talk about operations, talk about leadership. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, if you're going to grow and scale anything, out of the thousands of businesses that we've researched, I've never seen a business that grew and scaled and added massive value, but only had one person. If you're serious about extracting yourself out of doing the same thing every single day so you can compound and amplify and multiply the opportunity. If you're serious about it, then you have to admit one thing. And that one thing that you have to admit is that you have to become an expert, not only in who you are, but you need to become an expert on how to find, attract, align, develop, and retain great people. It's not one thing you have to be good at. You're not going to find that key person. It's never going to be one person. Because the complexity of building a huge business, and huge is relative. If you're doing $100,000 a year, maybe it's $1 million. And the bigger you're thinking you want to become, the more you have to develop your leadership skills because you're going to have to involve people. So what I want to talk about is a program that I developed and created with some of my mentors because, see, I was growing and scaling rapidly. In 2008 through 2013, I was on the Inc. 500, Inc. 5000 every year, 2-time Entrepreneurial of the Year awards, 6 times fastest growing company in the Pacific Northwest, 3 times Inc. Hire Power Award for hiring a percentage more than most companies during that period of time. And it was a train wreck for the economy and for many people. See, I plowed through that because I was so focused on how to add value to people's lives. And so I attracted a lot of people in the industry I was in because they needed help. And here's a little secret. I was horrible in my first business. I was more of a dictator. We were acquiring so many businesses so fast. And I was raising money and making payroll and integrating businesses and finding new deals and negotiating deals and closing the deals and working with lawyers, working with accountants. I wore myself out. And so because of that, all I did was cram down on everyone around me. And when that business was sold by my private equity group, and I had to literally start over, one of the things I had to assess was my leadership skills, my financial acumen, the things that if I would have been more aware and made different decisions during my first business, it would have been a $100 million or a $500 million opportunity for me. I was the leader of the organization. I was the one making decisions. And in order to change the outer aspects of my life, I learned I needed to first change the inner aspects of my life. So this is where my personal self-development came from, recognizing and realizing that brute force alone wasn't going to build a business. So how do you get remarkable people that want to join you and crush it with you? That's why I developed the 3 lids. The first lid is the belief lid. See, all activity follows your belief. If you have low belief, you have low results. If you have super high belief, then you're always searching on how to achieve that result. Now, you can say that you believe high, but if you don't operationalize your attack plan, if you don't get better tomorrow than you were today, than you were yesterday, if you're not focused on targets and results, if you're not bringing people along with you and conquering the challenges and the obstacles, the things that you need to overcome, then what happens is as you don't execute, you don't hit targets, you don't thrive, you actually lower your belief about what's possible. Not only do you lower your belief about what's possible, but you lower the belief of everyone around you. So the number one most important thing, and this is something when I've surveyed over 4,000 entrepreneurs, and when I ask them, what's your number one job? They all come up with what they're actually good at. So why is this important? It's important because if you want to attract high impact people, you have to create the belief about what's possible. And the fact is, 80% of the people can't actually believe something until they see it. And I think as entrepreneurs who really become successful, they have this gift. They actually can see the success. They can see the opportunity. They can see it before they've proven it, okay? But most people aren't going to believe it until somebody shows it to them. So the importance of having a high belief and pursuing that belief at all costs is the job, the responsibility of the leader of the business, which is the person that's the highest lid. It's the founder. Now, the way that you increase everybody else's confidence is through operational effectiveness. You get very granular about how you attack a situation. You then hit the result, and then it compounds on the next result. And the more effective you get, the more results you get, the higher everyone's belief becomes about what's possible.